the warmth of the sun is kind of helpful gathering us here and sharing this time and space in this very, very important day. My grandmother, my kukum, attended Assiniboia Residential School, and I'm an intergenerational survivor from her, and I speak and I carry myself into work with this legacy group, remembering, bringing with me her, not only her legacy, but the legacy of my great grandma, my kushi, who also attended residential school. My great grandfathers and then my other great grandmothers and my extended relatives have all attended either residential school and day school. And so in the work that I do with this board and how I'm coming here today, and this tobacco that was offered me, this is I carry their stories with me and carry their teachings with me, and bring that to this work here with the board and bring this to the ongoings of today. For those of you who are just kind of trailing in here, you would have seen as you were walking down here to this field, the ceremonial commemorative site. And we encourage you at some point in time today, take the opportunity to go walk and check the site out. This is great to kind of have it in this field, because not only is that site up there important, but like the building right behind me and these grounds here were also all a part of the school. So it's good that we can gather here today, honoring the National Truth and Reconciliation Day. We're going to be starting with a smudge from Elder Betty Ross, who is our chair of the Assiniboia Residential School Legacy Group, and she'll be gracefully and with much gratitude on my part, helping me along with a lot of our things going on today. So I'm going to invite Elder Betty Ross to come and speak and do this opening smudge.
Autasen tutemak. Tapoy menugisiganos. Umagape mama ayo. Mama uyak. Emineni tagok. Tape mama uyak. Epekiskistutawagok. Kaginagattikuagok. Utamanagakiskuuluitsik. Aguani uma. Gatian. Ngati pipo teusum. Kagina utaga itapiek. Ewiche vitagok. Anuso magagitsigisigaga. Tapoy menugisigaw. Good morning, all my relations, far and near. What a beautiful day it is today to gather at this special day. I am so honored to be standing here today in front of you in a humble way. And I will start off with a smudge, smudging everyone that's around here today. The singers, so we'll start with the opening prayer. I usually say my prayers traditionally using my first language, Swampi Cree. And at this point, I invite each and every one of you to close your eyes and go deep within the recesses of your being. There you will see that ember of light. Focus on that ember of light. and be grateful for who you are, where you are today, know where you came from. Why are you here on Mother Earth? Why are you breathing today? Why are you walking on Mother Earth? And where are you going? So I'll start off this prayer, offering the sacred tobacco to Creator, the source of all life, in my first language. Awe ko sana giseman tu ginanas ko metnan, gimamitsi metnan, gisagitnan. Tato gisi kami na tato tipis kakawas na mauyak, minoya winigise. Agatawan sinago taski. Gimamitsi metnan giseman tu, emeno ako manus kape mama wiyak, taigitsi gisigag. Awas na mauyak. Kipaguseni metnan giseman tu, kita peisit sawatsik, kita tuskenaganak. Nugo minanak ni musuminanak, winawate pinaweta pesa weni miguaw. Umaga speech ay kitawaw, tunitawas ka ni kapawitsik, winawate pinawesa weni miguaw. Misyo ni mami tuninitsikan nagniya winang tatsago nak. Binagagana ni wapigo minanak, nusi minanak tasku tapanak. Kakikitawas tek ni mes kananan, miniti katisigi ay kitawas tek semantu. Eukumu siya kagutsipagit niya ako tasik tapmat siyak. Kita sagi ito ak tawitse ito ak tanisu ka matu ak pugoise. Minoya winigis sigiseman to. Ano ka minanak ni musu minanak. Kimusit na ni was kanya ka pawiye ko ta. Ano muskagit sigisigak maka muna gyawap metnan. Pag-usay ni metak kita sa weni miyak misue. Ni mami tuninitsikan nagniyawin ang tatsa ako na. Kaginagawan kita sa wanitsikat, gumuta kaya mitsi mamina, utatuskewak, uguta kapisik, kitinimak. Ito ni kinanas kumitnan kisa imanto, mina pego. Kananagat tayo ni miyak tatugisigaw. Kagipagit niya ako tasik, kita menupumutiak, mistake kon kagi nakatamawiak. Nimiwina, maskigia, nagamuna, kon inimitsenan, tatugisigaw, menoya winigise. Euguma giseman tu, kinate penewe kita pesa winimiak. Awasi mego es kita pumutiak, si kita ichikapawiak. Ego sa isipagusene moak. Kinanas ko mitnan, kimamitsi mitnan, kisagitnan. Uteu chigi sigo kay pas kite paneguma. Ano skagit chigi siya kape mama o piak. Ako anini ko kay kistenita ko. Utagape mama o iyak. Ito ni kinanas ko mitnan, kimamitsi mitnan, kisagitnan. Kikisteni mitnan, kagike, mina kagike. Amen. Now, we will have a moment of silence for those who have passed on from Assiniboia Residential School that was opened in 1958 and closed in 1973. Ebusani, kinanas ko mitna.
Miigwech Egase to Elder Betty Ross for that beautiful opening prayer and starting us off in that good way. There is a piece that I wanted to share a land acknowledgement that was written by Theodore Njote Fontaine, and actually this is actually his park now, Njote Park. And he prepared a land acknowledgement when he was initially starting his work with the Assiniboia Residential School Legacy Group, and I want to read that with you today, this morning. The Assiniboia Residential School Commemorative Monument and Gathering Place is located at 621 Academy Road in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We acknowledge we are on First Nations land, Turtle Island, inhabited by First Nations from time immemorial. For thousands of years, First Nations people, the Anishinaabe, Cree, Dakota, Dene, and Anishinaabe nations walked and lived on this land and knew it to be the center of their lives and spirituality. The Anishinaabe call this land Manito'abe, the place where Creator resides. We acknowledge this became the homeland of the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge and welcome the many people from countries all over the world who have come to join us. Turtle Island's First Nations, in calling this land our home, we acknowledge we are now all bound together by Treaty 1. And we've invited Buffalo Red Thunder Singers to open us with an honor song as well. I was told that they're come from Winnipeg and North End First Nation, so they're coming from all over Manitoba here. So we welcome them and thank them for joining us today and starting us off with a song. Miigwech Red, Buffalo Red Thunder Singers. The next person that we're going to invite up to give greetings on behalf of the Assiniboia Residential Legacy Group is Rosa Walker. She's been one of our fearless leaders and part of the board as well. Also my auntie.
Good morning, everyone. And Alyssa is actually my great niece. And I mean that. She's a great niece in every sense of the word. Elders, residential school survivors, MPs, MLAs, Mayor Scott Gillingham, city councilors, friends, and also the Lieutenant Governor Anita Neville. Welcome. This is the site where 750 students from 86 communities were housed and educated. Now we are taking a system that was designed to destroy Indigenous identity to one that tells the truth, to one that is inspired to reconcile. And I want to acknowledge that this is a vision and inspired by Ted Fontaine, not only the first chair of the Assiniboia Residential School Legacy Group, but he worked tirelessly for most of his life educating non-Indigenous people and trying to bring Indigenous people together. And today is a result of all of his efforts. For this, we thank and honor Ted. I would also like to thank and honor the co-presidents, Elder Mabel Horton and Elder Betty Ross. As the Assiniboia Legacy Residential School Group is comprised of survivors, intergenerational survivors, non-Indigenous community members, we all aim to honor the legacy of the Indigenous, or the Assiniboia Residential School, rather, through our commemoration and educational activities, promote positive and reconciliatory relationships, and foster understanding and healing together. I want to acknowledge our board members, of course, our co-presidents, who I've mentioned, board members Alyssa Bird, who is our MC, Tony Kipling, and Carrie Perrio. Also, I want to not only acknowledge, but thank and express our gratitude to the members of the Assiniboia Residential Legacy Group, starting with our great leader, Andrew Wolford, Worth Wircher, Murray Peterson, Tracy Chavala, Jessica Paley. By the way, those are City of Winnipeg representatives who I want to express our gratitude to the City of Winnipeg for giving them the time to participate in this volunteer activity. Darren McKinney, Herb Enns, who is the architect behind the commemoration. Rebecca Cook, Manny Amorin, who is the RCMP representative on the board, who made it possible to transfer this land where the commemoration site exists. Avery Wolenek, Hannah Kaladi, Cecil Sevenson. And lastly, I want to acknowledge the management team who did all the heavy work and the digging. Stan Bear, Greg Miles. I also want to acknowledge Cap Kupka, who raised an incredible amount of funds to make this possible. I think that what happened here is not only a multi-sectoral group who got together to create something from a vision of one of our elders. And this is the result. I woke up this morning feeling very emotional because I felt Ted. I wasn't supposed to speak, but I think I'm so grateful for him to give me this experience and to have this beautiful site for people from not only Winnipeg and Manitoba, but Canada can come and commemorate our history in a positive and reconciliatory way. Thank you.
You go, Rosa. I want to take a moment to pause here real quick and acknowledge some of the people that we have in attendance here today, along with all the ones that Rosa had mentioned. But we in our board meetings, we kind of talk about and not romanticize a bit, but like actually really acknowledge and be grateful how much this has been like a collaborative team effort here, because it takes a lot of different people and the intersectionality of all the different departments of the city and different groups and all the different voices that come into creating the commemorative site and even organizing an event like this. And it's important to acknowledge, I think, the ones who kind of helped make this come to be. And so I thank Rosa for acknowledging all the different people who had has been part of our group and our board. I also want to welcome our new executive director, Ada, who's a recent addition to our Assiniboia Residential School Legacy Group family. And so I want to thank her for her work that she's going to be embarking with the future of the group. I also want to acknowledge a couple of people in attendance here, and if you want to give a stand or give a quick wave, Mayor Scott Gillingham is here today, and I see him. He even jumped on the drum. Look at him. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. And also in attendance today is Her Honor, the Left-Handed Governor of Manitoba, Anita Neville. Thank you for being here today and joining us. Another one that I want to acknowledge, and I don't think he's here, but has also kind of been a hand in the on the city side of things, is John Orlico. Whenever our group has kind of asked, like, hey, we need to meet and talk about something, he's pretty open to that. So that's kind of cool. So those are a few quick shout outs here I want to mention before we move on to our next part. So next on our agenda, we have the awesome privilege to again welcome the Buffalo Red Thunder singers and dancers to do a performance for us of a couple songs. And I see you guys all good to go, ready to go. All right, awesome. And we'll give them the floor.
Hello everyone, my name is Dean Parisian and I'm from Peguis. Been dancing my whole life and I'm 19. And the style of dance I'm going to be showcasing today is men's traditional. And they represent hunters and warriors coming back from their travel to tell their story for their dance. And this particular song I'm going to dance to is called a Sneak Up. In the first 3 push-ups, I'm going to be sneaking around, and then the last push-up, I'm going to be celebrating that victory of that hunt or that war party. This is my cousin Lily. She's 12 years old. She's been dancing her whole life. And the style she's gonna showcase for you guys today is called the Fanchi shawl. And the story behind that is you know how butterflies float around all gracefully, fluttering around with their nice wings, showing their colors. But what it represents is them in their cocoon, a caterpillar in their cocoon, and then when they submerge, their wings, they're showing off their beautiful wings. It's one of the stories I've been told. Here's Lily.
Miigwech, Buffalo Red Thunder Singers and Dancers. That was beautiful. Next part of our agenda here. Also, before we get into that, I got a quick note that we also have MP Ben Carr in attendance, and where is he at? Oh, there he is. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. So, the next part of our agenda here is that we want to give. This is it's an important event for survivors in particular, and I'm happy to see so many people here in attendance who are survivors of Assiniboia and their families here, because this is day, and this event is for you, and we want to give you the opportunity to come up here and share your stories with us, because your stories and your lived experiences are stories that still need to be told and still need to be listened to by not everybody here in attendance, but all the events that are going on across Canada right now. So I'm going to invite Elder Betty Ross to do an acknowledgement of the survivors, and then after that we are going to do an open mic so you can come up and share if you speak. No pressure to, obviously. And then after that, I just want to be mindful of time here as well, because we have a wonderful feast here that's prepared by the Shanghai Catering, and that feast is going to be available around roughly 1:30, and I want to give the survivors time to share. So just be when feast is available, you can obviously go up and grab your food, but if elders are still talking, be mindful and quiet while you're getting your food and coming back and listening to that piece as well. I'm going to invite Elder Betty Ross to come up.
Egusani Alyssa. At this point in time, I want to acknowledge all my colleagues from Assiniboia Residential School that are sitting here with us. I know some of them were not able to come and be with us because we haven't seen each other for 50 years. We walked this land, we played on this land over 50 years ago. And today, wow, as I stand here today, I remember so many things. I can see our boys playing football, playing hockey, and the girls skating, drills. And I can hear the girls cheerleading on the boys with their football games. We followed the boys all over the place when we were young and restless. Back because Assiniboia Residential School opened in 1958 to 1973. And I myself graduated from this school in 1968, boarding here at Assiniboia Residential School and going to, what did you call, Charleswood School? It was about, what's it called again? Convent of the Sacred Heart. It was an all-white school, and I really enjoyed my time out there. And that's where I graduated from in 1968. I was so proud of it because that was my goal. Because I'm a residential school survivor of 2 systems, plus a day school. So now today, I see some of my colleagues sitting here, some from Saskatchewan, Ontario, and local. So my friends, my colleagues, niwiche waganak, pagusene mitagu kita nipawiek, kita wapmegawiek, kinawa kaki, utagaki school wiak kayas, Assiniboia Residential School. I invite all my friends, colleagues from Assiniboia Residential School to stand up, please. There they are. And we haven't seen each other for 50 years. So when you see them milling around, welcome them. Shake hands with them because they're survivors. And where we are right now is very, very emotional. With the singers, too, that were just here, Buffalo Red Thunder singers and dancers, I could see the ones that are gone on before us dancing with them, singing with them. That's how powerful it is. Our culture today is just so pure, spiritual, and powerful. So at this point, I will, excuse me. This microphone is open for others to speak. If you want to speak, please come over and take a deep breath and come and stand before our beautiful people here and say a few words before I close the prayer, this gathering. Egosani, thank you.
Dancy. My goodness, so nice to see our people. Hi. Oh, my. Oh, beautiful to see Orange here. My Mabel Horton Tigawin, Miti to Kunuis Kuntsligason, Nistoaya Sigosi, Pisinto team. And I want to acknowledge my wonderful friends here. Oh, it's so great to see my old friends. I wasn't here last year for the first opening on the unveiling of the, at the front of 621 Academy Road. But here we are, some of us, well, most of us are in our 70s here. And you're probably looking at some of us for not too long. So we really appreciate you being here. I want to acknowledge my daughter who's here somewhere, taking pictures, Sarah Hart. She took my maiden name, Mabel Horton, of course. And I won't take much of your time because there's a whole line behind me, and it's so wonderful. I'm so glad you came here, and welcome to our territory, literally. There you go, sit.
Good morning. My real name is Wabush, and that is what I'm called, a rabbit. The boys that used to call me a Wabush was the boys that used to call me Wabush was in Assiniboia. I was one of the runners that used to run around here. And you could see the rabbits running around. I ran marathons years ago, Manitoba Marathon, Iceland, everywhere I wanted to go, I ran. Until about 6 years ago, I hit cancer, but still standing around, enjoying. And it's good to see these people behind me. My buddy Dave phones me all the time, keeps me updated. And came to visit Norrie House years ago, just to come and see it. I came to school here in 1964. I was about 14 years old. When I first walked in here, I didn't even know what I was expecting. Grade 9s were put in a different dorm. The high school kids were upstairs. You know, you could hear kids, as Norbert said, you could hear kids crying at night because they were brought in. As a 13, 14-year-old boy, leaving home is kind of hard. It was very, very hard, I said. Yeah. So slowly, he said, we played football, played hockey, you know. So we kind of kept ourselves busy. And for the first time since I went to school from grade 1 to grade 8, no volleyball, no basketball. I finally had a gym here. So we played basketball, we went to Mennonite Brethren, and they beat the shit out of us, 84 to 13. And I said, what the hell is this? Couldn't play ball, couldn't play basketball. But when St. John's Driving Squad wanted to play hockey against us, they had no chance. But it was fun. To me, I had two brothers that went to school here, two sisters ahead of me. They passed away. That's why I came over here to come and honor them also. Peter and Paul were twins. Bella and Catherine were yeah. So they sort of I was the follower. But to meet and like last time I came in here, my friend Charlie Nelson was sitting on the other side over there where the memorial is, right across. Kind of hurts to know that he passed away. Kind of have a feeling for him. He's my best friend in school. And when all your friends are gone, and you could tell. Yeah. So, yeah, but it kind of feels different when you don't see your friends anymore. It's just I brought my grandchildren here to come and see this thing, and I'm proud to have brought them over. I'd like to bring my daughter and my son one of these days to come and visit. Yeah. I used to bring my brother Paul when he was still alive. We walked around the field here. Yeah, just for him to come and see before he passed away what was happening in here. As I said, those were good years, those were bad years. But the best thing that ever happened in Assiniboia is I started off with being called Gilbert. That was my name in Indian Affairs writing. They called me Gilbert Sidney Hart. I failed grade 9, so I changed my name to Sidney. Came back to Assiniboia. That's how many of these guys know me, Sidney. So when I was in grade 11, I went to Ontario, Windsor, Ontario for a while to go to school. Then I changed my name to Hubert, and that's my name now, Hubert. I graduated from University of Brandon, became a teacher for a long, long time. I retired 6 years ago, but still had a good life. Not a very good life, but a good life for me anyway. I enjoyed it. I'm happy all of you guys came over and give the next to the other people. Thank you. Egostani.
My name is Norbert Roth. I'm from Cross Lake originally, but I've been all over the place. But I still like Denmark. It's still a beautiful place. I went and visit. There's something in values. They talk about humility. If you look at the values of Aboriginal people, like Hubert Hart, he doesn't even tell you he's a master's marathoner. His last race was in Iceland. See what I mean by humility? That's not humility. If you're a champion of the world, where's the humility part? I don't know, but if I want something like that, I'd celebrate for the rest of my life. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of outstanding people I met. Robert Hole. I was in France. I went and looked at the history of Aboriginal history, built my background before I started my renewed bullshit. And then the other thing is, there's a show. And I walked in, an Aboriginal artist, and he had a professional name. His name is not Robert Hole. He had a professional name. That's how they do it in Europe. So anyway, I walked in, and the guy comes running towards me. What's going on here? Do you remember I'm Robert? We went to the same residential school, Assiniboia. Do you remember Father Chapeau? No, I just remember all the girls screw Sabo. And those kind of things. But there's one thing I want you guys to remember. There was a lot of suffering. I'm not going to tell you about it, but I went to residential school in Cross Lake, and here, altogether, 14 years. And the people that suffered the most in that system, for me, because I know all of them, Nelson House, Oxford House, God's Lake, but Ina Lake kids was something else. That once I remember when Hubert mentioned people that were crying and doing things. Some of them had to be sent home because they lost it. And recently I was doing research and I was talking about committing suicide. It's one of the most distressing thing I've ever read. 8 years old committing suicide. Just think about it. My sons were always happy. Made me happy. I was unhappy for what I went through, but I don't hold a grudge. Except if I find a Roman Catholic priest, I told them in Brandon, I'm going to shoot the bastard. And I'm going to, when I get to heaven, and if they're there, boy, I'm going to have a good time. But I'll go back to hell. That's where all my best friends are. My drinking friends, my girling friends, and everybody else that makes life fun here. I don't want to go to heaven. Besides, I don't qualify. Do you ever read the Bible? There's no mention of Aboriginal people in that Bible. Jesus wasn't born here. I don't think he died for my sins anyway. There's too much of it. And I said to you guys right now, you're convicted Roman Catholics. You're not convicted yet. None of those priests that did that went to jail. And we suffered along, and still today, I get calls from my friends. What are you doing? I'm enjoying life. Nobody has died in my family except my relatives in Camberville and Cross Lake. I'm going home tomorrow to say goodbye to my oldest sister, Agnes Ross. Those are the things I went through. I'm not happy about it, but life is life. But I always look at it in a good way. I always see the positive things. But like I said before, here, we're surrounded by people like nurses. And we have Dave here. He's a better bullshitter than me, so I'm not going to mention him much. But the point I'm trying to make is that talent, the ability to do things, will never happen, because I went to university with Jewish people, not U of M, at Brandon University. And I also had a Jewish girlfriend. She became a doctor. And we meet once in a while and talk about the suffering Aboriginal people went through and what the Jewish people went through. And there's a bunch of other groups I can't mention. Was Canada. They turned down a boat of people, send them back to Europe. And that's their relatives. Could you imagine that? Some white man decided Indians will be, this is how we're going to deal with Indians, especially the Prime Minister of Canada. My God, what kind of people decided my fate as a human being? And whenever I come across people like that, I let them know. And I'm healthy. I'm over my 70 years old now. I'm healthy. I can still run 5-10 miles. I'm super healthy. My doctor said, you don't have to come and see me every month. Try once every 6 months. And when you feel like and you don't feel well, go see somebody else. Because my file on you has got only 3 sentences. And I said, that's how healthy you are. But anyway, I'm not bragging about my health, but that's true. And it helped me a lot. I met a lot of people. My best girlfriend came from Belcher Island in St. James Bay. She was a short Inuit girl. That was my best friend. And I played football here. I'll tell you one incident. Clifford Nelson was a quarterback, but he had an arm and a half. This is the end zone. See where the trees are past there? He gave a bomb to Charles Perrault. A long bomb. That's about 60 yards. And he threw it. And Charlie ran into it and scored a touchdown. People didn't believe it. Little Charlie grabbing the ball and scoring a touchdown. 110 yards. Then we went and watched Blue Bombers and they lost to Saskatchewan, my favorite team. I just celebrated. They just about threw me out from the arena because I was celebrating Saskatchewan. It's a good thing I didn't put on my green shirt. I have green shirts. But the point is, I wanted to let you guys know how we felt about some of the guys had real nice trips. I had a nice trip. I can't say I'm happily married, but I'm married. And I married a girl from here. She's from Camberville. I'm from Cross Lake. You know what it's like to get a Cree guy and a Ojibwe person together? It's next to hell. But I've been married for 55 years now. And I think people are always trying to celebrate my wedding anniversary. There's a remark there I don't like, but I can't turn around and start giving people shit here. That's not the purpose of me. But anyway, I'm glad I met some friends, but there's lots of people are gone. There's too many of them. Every graveyard I go to a reserve. Even in the Second World War, my uncle Rose Beardy is buried in Belgium someplace. That's where he is. I went to the wrong place because it's such a big Canadian soldiers, my uncles. My uncles, a lot of them didn't come back, but a lot came back from Duck Bay and Pine Creek. But I always remember them because they were picked up. They weren't signed, they just picked them up where they were sitting to sign, and they went to Europe for 4 years. And most of my relatives came back, except for that, my uncle Rosebeard. Anyway, I'll just have a closing remark. And if you see me someplace drunk, okay, when I'm pissed off, don't talk to me. Stay away from me as far as you can. When I ran here in high school track in 1988, I ran 100 meters 9.98. If you can run faster than that, you're okay. So I'll let you know that shot put, I won a bronze, I won a 400 meters, and I was the only guy for years. My name was on that list, except Billy Joe Flat. He owned the Manitoba Marathon for a few years. That's another guy I miss, because I always admired him. He ran 26 miles at 26 to 30 above. He was a machine. Thank you very much.
Is it still morning? Is it still morning? Yeah. It's still morning? Oh, good morning, everyone. My name is Claire. I come from Pine Creek. I'm one of the 28 students that came here. I came here in 1966 to Assiniboia. So I made a lot of friends here. I also met this guy here. Well, we share a lot of stuff because we used to go hunting together when we were still young. And then when he came to my reserve, my parents just loved him. And he was very cherished in my family. So we have 3 kids together. We have 3 boys, and we have 2 grandsons. So I don't have any girls at all that I really miss. So while I was in Assiniboia, I played fastball. I also played hockey. And I loved hockey because that's how I survived in residential school, is I was very active in sports. So encourage your kids to be active in sports because it's had to do with their health. And I've been a diabetic for about 50 years now. Like, there's a lot of things that I had to change in my life, but I was very active all the time. So if you have diabetes, don't give up. Just keep on doing what you're doing and try and exercise every day. So, and to all the people that have gone, our cohorts that have left, so I want to acknowledge them. Miigwech.
Miigwech ticket for this beautiful day. I'm from Skownan First Nation. And the Clifford Nelson that he talked about was my husband. I met him here and we were married for 43 years. I'm a widow now. And I had 2 other siblings that came to school here, Harvey Nipinak and Esther Nipinak. They came before me. They were the 2 oldest in the family. And my mom had 18 children. And I always say, I love you, Mom, in the morning. We lived in a log house with no hydro, nothing, no running water. But we survived. And when I came to the residential school here, that was my first time to leave my reserve. I didn't know what I was getting into. It was sad because we had we weren't told what to expect. I was told to get on a bus and go to Grand Park School. Like, it was a wasted year for me. But later on, I realized education was important. After I got married, I went back to school and I taught my little children in a reserve the language, which means a lot to me. And I'm a grandmother. I had 3 daughters. One daughter passed away, and she left me with 2 11-year-old twins to raise, which I did my best. They're both in university. And I'm a grandmother of 6. I lost one grandson to an accident. And I'm a great-grandmother of 5 children, and I'm always pushing them to get a good education. But I was here at the school, and it brings a lot of memories. Like, to me, it was lost time. I didn't know why I was sent here. I had no expectations. Nobody was here to guide me. But anyways, it's nice to see all the people here. I think it's time that we all get together and appreciate what we have in life. We never had the best, but we were happy. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's here. I have family here supporting me. And miigwech to my brother and sister. I know they're here with me. And thank you.
Lee Wesley. I'm originally from Ontario. I now live in Thunder Bay. My home First Nation is Constance Lake First Nation, nearby Hearst, Ontario. Anyway, how I decided how I became a student here, it was just by chance. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. But anyway, I had 5 siblings that attended school here. Somehow, one morning, we had some we called them Indian agents there back then. So they picked us up and he said, you're going to school in Winnipeg. But it was to this day, I don't know how we attended their Assiniboia Residential School, but there was 5 of us that were chosen to be here. But at the beginning, we attended school in Geraldton, Ontario, but we didn't fit in, so somehow we decided to send us here to Assiniboia Residential School. But my experience here in Assiniboia was okay. There was a lot of activities, like sports, like how the man says here, and I enjoyed going here. And I arrived here in 1964 with my 2 sisters and 2 brothers. So we all attended here, and then I guess we made it here through high school, and we went back home. But I kept in touch with my old friends and my old girlfriends, and some of them I have passed on, and some of them are just hanging in now. But they're good, and most of my friends that I had friends were Manitobans. But like I said, they were all my friends, and they were. We used to sit, back then. I wrote letters to a lot of my old friends, and to them, there's who's sitting here today. And, so anyway, I guess the reason why I come here today is just for memories. Good, I had good memories, a few. I had a few bad memories, but anyway, let's see. Yeah. Well, anyway, after I left Assiniboia, I decided continue my schooling there in Ontario. But it's hard because just before I come here, I was Indian Day School student, and I was pretty vicious over there. But I always hung in there to go back to school and get some education because my parents were always tell me, you go back to school, get yourself a job for one fine day, and I did, and I hung around. Anyway, that's just my little story about being here with the Indian Day School here and in the high school here. So thank you very much for all coming out tonight and hearing little stories. So thank you very much, everybody, and nice to see my old friends there from I forget where they're from now. I was just walking by over here this morning, and I just kind of recalled at the time that that's where I was smooching there one time. Yeah, her name was Sarah. But one fine day she called me one time. I don't know why, but she wanted some money. Okay, how much you want? And she was here in Winnipeg, and I was living in Keene, Ontario. I don't know how the hell she got hold of me, but she wanted $50. Okay, I'll send you some money. By the way, we kept in touch, but now she's gone. So she was from Puck. Yeah. Anyway, next it will be my birthday tomorrow. It'll be let's see. I don't want to tell me my age, but it's my birthday, October 3rd. So I'll be let's see. I think I'm 77 now. So I'm still hanging in there with a dirty old shirt. Well, tonight we'll have a party. See, I'm a recovering alcoholic, eh? Recovering from last night. Just kidding. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much, everybody.
My name is Lena Zaredich. I'm from Pelican Arrow, Saskatchewan. When I came to Assiniboia, I think this 1966 maybe, because I went to school with those people, those students were back here. My name then was Lena Highway. Okay. Didn't spend very much time here. I was grade 9, grade 10. I was in grade 11 when I left. Under not so good circumstances, I guess you might say. When I think about it, it's kind of sad, and then it was kind of funny too, because what happened, what the circumstance was when I left was that there was pardon me, there was a Sadie Hawkins dance happening, and I had asked Dave Hoole if he'd go to the dance with me. Well, that night, the nun caught me listening to a transistor radio on my pillow, and she took it away and said, well, you're not going to the dance. So the next day when the dance was happening, I left. I crawled out the window and I walked downtown, caught the train, and made it home somehow. So I was home for about 3 years after that, and when I got home, my dad, was happy to see me because I made it home alive. And one of the choices he made after that was, when everything was settled down, he says, you have 3 choices. He said, you either get married, get a job, or go to school. I chose to go back to school. So I did. I graduated, went to business college, worked all my life, most of my life, and met my husband. We got married. We were married for 27 years and lost his life in a mine. And that's when that year I decided that I wanted to further my education. So I was already in my 50s when I went to the University of Saskatchewan in 2000. That was the year that he passed away. And I became a teacher. And one of my goals was that when I did become a teacher, I was not going to be like the teachers that I went to school, in residential school. I'm still teaching. I'm in my 70s, There's shorter teachers in northern Saskatchewan, so that's where I stay. And I was here last year, and Chris and I decided, well, we're going to make it till we can't make it here anymore. Okay? So thank you. Have a good day.
pardon me, the food is ready, and we'll just make it short and sweet so we can all enjoy the food. Ebusani.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I came like Cross Lake. I was a few years, and then a couple of years, and then when I went back home, my mom and dad, I told them that I was abused, like in a classroom by a nun, two of us. I was 8 years old when I was picked up by Indian Affairs. And then my dad went to see the priest on a reserve that we were living and said, and then me and my sister were there. I've got, all my brothers are gone. I had 5 brothers, and 2 sisters are still here. So anyways, my dad went to see the priest, said they're not going back to Cross Lake, my daughters. And I was so happy. I was there for, my dad was keen on education, didn't speak English. And then he used to ask me when I was 6 years old, my daughter, are you going to go to school? And there were only we didn't have doctors then. And we only had nurses from England. And I used to see them coming to see my parents. And then I said, I want to be a nurse in our language. So anyways, and then I went to Camperville for grade 9. And then I came back. I came here. I was only here for 1 year. And then I decided, like the RCMP decided to buy the land here. So we were sent to public schools from here and private schools. So and then my teacher said to me, Joan, you're going to go to St. Charles Academy. And then Claire was there too. Yeah, Claire was there too. And then when I graduated from St. Charles Academy, I was the speaker. So I wanted to be a stewardess. And then my brother Jack, who was, I lost 2020. He was 89. And my mom was 92 when she passed. And my dad was 77 when he passed. But the salt killed him. And then I graduated from St. B. 1975. And I'm going to make it short here. And I worked for 34 years. And then I worked at St. Thompson for 2 years, and then I came back here. Then I wanted to be a public health nurse, so I went to for 1 year. I went to take another course. I wanted to be a public health nurse, and that's when I retired from WRHA. And my parents were so happy when I graduated. And I have to tell you this, my mom and dad were in Ontario for 4 years, Santee Bay, and my dad and my older brother were there. And then we came back, and then we didn't have a house, so we lived in a tent.
And then I was born in 1910, for heaven's sakes. Okay, and I'm glad, and with my colleagues. With my colleagues, I'm happy to see them. And anyways, can I thank you? I'm so grateful that I don't have like I only have. I'm pretty healthy. I don't have what seniors take medication, so because I do exercises still, and I go for walks frequently, and I try to eat healthy, and I like water a lot. So, anyways, thank you so much. Uh, I'm not sure if the other survivors want to say a few words. And then I will close the event so we can all eat. Thank you.
She made me come up here, and I'm so hungry. So I'll keep it short. My name is Delphine. My maiden name is Hool. I'm married to Dave Rundle. He's sitting over here. And he attended school here too, but he doesn't remember me. Anyway, I came here in 1960. No, I left home when I was 15, and I was sent to Lorette, south of Winnipeg here. I had no idea where I was going. I was 15, never been off the reserve, just a kid straight from the bush. I came with my cousin Joe Baptiste. He was going to Assiniboia, and I thought, this is where I'm going. I'm going with him, and I was okay. But that didn't happen. He left me at the bus depot, and somehow I got to the bus that went to Lorette. And I got off over there like it was night. I'm 15 years old. It was really, really scary. It was an awful experience in Lorette. There I faced racism for the first time, discrimination. So at the end of June, I stayed because, my mom sent me there to get educated, so I stayed. But at the end, in June, I said, I'm not coming back. But that didn't happen. They said I was sent to Assiniboia. But before that, I should tell you, when I left, the day I left, the taxi driver was from the community, and he had gone out the night before. And he was kind of late picking us up when we had to catch the bus, in Amaranth, I believe. So we rode on that highway like 90 miles an hour, and I was scared. But we made it. So I came to Assiniboia, and it was a lot better. There were people there, like my own kind of people, and I still keep in touch with these people here. So I finished school at Kelvin High School in what year was that, Dave? 1966, I think, 67, and I went straight to nursing school. And I graduated from nursing in 1970. And my friend Wabos here who talked about humility. Anyway, I'm not going to be humble. I am a graduate from nursing. I worked hard. Over there in nursing school too, I faced a lot of racism, discrimination, but I pulled through, and it made me stronger. And so I'm going to keep it short. So I'm not going to be humble. I'm going to tell you that I got an award from the College of Nurses of Manitoba in excellence in professional nursing. I got an award from Interlake Tribal Council for excellence in professional nursing. And from Lake Manitoba gave me an award also. I'm semi-retired. I'm 77, I think. No, 76. And I'm semi-retired. I still go out to work. 2 weeks ago, I went to work in Jackhead for a week and helped out there, but that's what I do. I have 3 kids, 2 girls, a boy, and they're all university educated. My oldest girl has her master's in education. So I did come up here and say I'm not going to be shy about our accomplishments. So miigwech for listening.
Egosani. Egosani means thank you very much in Swampy Cree. And I want to hear everybody say Egosani. All right. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for being so patient, because it's Truth and Reconciliation Week, and it's to honor all survivors and their families. Today is a very, very special day, and a lot of celebrations are happening all over our nation. It is so crucial to listen to the survivors, because they tell the truth of what happened to us from time immemorial. The history of the residential schools. But we are survivors today. We are not only survivors, we are thrivers. So I will say the closing prayer. Huh? Okay. I will say the closing prayer now. And the blessing of the food. So again, I invite you to close your eyes and go deep within the recesses of your being. There you will see that ember of light. Focus on that ember of light and be grateful for who you are and where you are today, where we are today. Ego sana gisemantu, kinanas kumitnan. Anos kagi tigi siga kagi baby tiga pawistawiak. Egi peisit so sikita tuskananak. Nuga minanak ni musu minanak ta baby tiga pawistagwaguk. Winawat te penawesa weni migwaguk. Agwane gisita guma kagi pe mama wiag gisemantu. Kinanas kumitnan gimamitsi mitnan gisagi itnan gisteni mitnan. Wina nuga minanak ni musu minanak kinawagawas kaniga pawistawiagan muskagi sigisigag. Kipaguseni mitnan kita saweni miag misweni mamet tuneni tsigan nag niewinag tad sagunag. Minagagana ni wapi guminanak nusi minanak tad skutapanag. Kage kitawas tek ni meskananan minite gati sigiyak. Nas besemineni tago ganus kage sigisigag. Mina pewa pagitatamo agep mute ago taski kisemantu kage siawiak matsiwin. Agi tom gananas kumitnan gimamitsi mitnan gisagi itnan giseni mitnan. Kagege, mina kagege. Amen. Now the food is ready. The survivors first. And then the food has been blessed. Oh, okay. We'll have a group picture. Where's Epo? Epo's not around. He's not around. We will take a group photo of all the survivors. Wherever we'll be standing. Yeah, we'll say thank you. Right there? All right. Yeah. Right there? Tanta? Tanta? All right. Right here. We'll be standing right here.
Stand behind. I don't like to stand beside short people.
I need
I'll
somebody
stand behind. I don't like to stand in front of
my
short people.
photo.
Where do we stand here?
Norbert is coming.
Do we stand here?
Yeah.
Do we stand here? Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, ito.
Dave, come and join us.
You sure?
No, there's Dave.
Oh,
Dave,
Dave,
Rundle.
Rundle, yeah.
Maybe she could stand.
Come on, Dave.
Maybe you can.
That is our first chief, his great-great-grandfather. Oh yeah, stand over here. Like they're getting shorter every year.
That's okay. We're good.
Smile for the last time with our friends.
We make it somehow.
Very good. Then. Okay, start eating. Let's go. Oh, that's mine. Can I share a story?